when you're holding something inside and trying not to be vulnerable, things can be hard. So the song is kind of about approaching a conversation and allowing yourself to feel that vulnerability.
What I love about this, well, I haven't heard the recording yet, but when we were at GCR Studios presenting, um, I love how unified the concept and this idea of vulnerability and the performance and composition is. There's something so beautifully grounded and unadorned about it, and really sort of like shivers were just reverberating through the room when they played. So I just want to give big compliments on that. Um, what was the process of collaborating like, dealing in these issues of vulnerability and openness and rawness?
I think it made it easy. It's interesting to think about the fact that that's like kind of what we were writing about. And yeah, I think both of us walking into the process with some degree of humility and being really open to whatever wanted to surface, whatever wanted to emerge. Yeah, it the doors kind of opened themselves.
I love that. Yeah. So based on where you're both coming from musically, I think sonically it makes a ton of sense to have a collaboration between you two. Um, but you both in your lives engage with music fairly differently. Cody, you're a hired gun, a singer-songwriter in your own right, and play around with quite a few different groups. Rose, I know you write a ton of your own material, but you don't get out and play so much. But I know you're always working on the craft and looking to sort of find new boundaries of expressivity or whatever. Um, what was it like, those two different worlds kind of coming together in this way? Was that a challenge, or did it not really make a difference?
I would say it didn't make much of a difference because from the hip, we immediately just tried to find some common ground. And not only, I mean, we tried to find common ground with what the song was going to be about, a feeling that we could both attach to, but that also kind of taught each other a little bit about the other one, you know? And so we were able to kind of kindle a relationship with the song by just finding that one simple thing that we could both hash out easily.
Beautiful. I'm happy to hear that. Because collaborating, it can be, especially in an arrangement like this, where you're sort of being assigned a partner, it can be really hit or miss. It seems like more or less, as I'm talking to more and more of the pairs, that people have just made it work in whatever way. But it's kind of remarkable that this has been so effortless and come out with such a ringing tune. It makes me very happy. In your own words, uh, what's the sound?
Well, if Rose doesn't mind, I'll go ahead. I think, it's very based in folk and roots music. Um, there's definitely some other influences in there that we both bring to the table from whatever we've been listening to, you know, for our entire lives. But I think the sound really is based in that folk and roots music. Roots music.
I would definitely agree with that. I think, it's the kind of music where it doesn't even need to be electrified because the electricity is already in it, sort of thing. Um, yeah, it's tough. It's tough asking questions about something that just it represents itself as strongly as it does. Um, so I guess my last question would be, in the process of collaborating, outside of this very smooth artistic process of craft and everything, um, were there any memorable moments that came up? Maybe outside of the actual art of it and more just in the person to person interaction.
Well, when we first started meeting, this is a memorable moment for me, or experience for me. Maybe not so much for Cody, but I had just started training my dog, who's a bit of a handful and does not like visitors to the house. And Cody was just really great about being like, sure, I'll be practice for your crazy dog. So Cody walking through the door and this dog kind of furiously barking at him, and Cody just being like, I'm gonna sit on the couch and Rose is gonna do her thing, getting her dog to settle down and be in place. We'll get our guitars out and play. But again, just kind of, I think, speaks to the openness and ease of their relationship.
Absolutely.
There you go.
No,
I understand that we're all trying to get better.
We all have our work.
Yeah, probably couldn't ask for a better person to calm an upset dog. I would trust you, Cody.